Okay, these are some of the lies that you are told that build the foundation of your nutrition education. And some of them were taught to us by people that we care about, and nothing against them, they didn't know. But first one is that we learned very, very early was to finish your plate. This is absolutely bogus. Most of us are going to have a great deal of benefit from leaving a little bit on the plate. Unless you're trying to gain a ton of muscle, that's probably what you need to do. The other one is that hunger is a bad thing. Like, we instill this idea in our society that hunger is a bad thing. Like, we're not going hungry, we're not starving. You know what I mean? From a sciencey standpoint, there's actually less oxidative stress in your body when we eat less. Hunger is a very good thing, and if you are trying for fat loss, you're gonna have to get comfortable with being hungry. And not to mention, statistically, there is a high number of parents that actually take off work to bring their kids a Happy Meal at lunchtime. That's totally, the idea that your kid cannot learn or perform while they're hungry is totally bogus, and anything looks appetizing when you're hungry enough. The 7 p.m. rule is also a complete lie. It's absolutely bogus. There's absolutely no reason why you would not be able to eat past 7 p.m. For instance, I do every single night. I have pretty much my entire life. Carbs for breakfast. Research upon research would suggest that carbs for breakfast is not conducive to fat loss or muscle gain. Milk, from the standpoint of getting more calcium, there's not that much calcium in milk. That's total marketing nonsense that has been shoved down your throat, and it's totally bogus. The other one, to build on that, is calcium for healthy bones. Calcium is what is in your bone, but it isn't necessarily what ends up laying down new bone tissue. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to take extra calcium, my bones are going to be healthier. Vitamin D and magnesium actually have a much higher impact on bone health than taking extra calcium does. That extra calcium that you're going to take is going to get cycled through. It's going to be used for other things besides laying down new bone tissue. No sugar. It's no secret that we are bombarded with sugar in our society, except that we decide what we eat. Like, no one is forcing you to go and eat and have these sugary drinks or these sugary foods, or to go out and eat. You are completely capable of providing your own food. No fat. If you didn't have fat in your diet, you would die. It is an essential macronutrient. We have to have protein in our diets, and we have to have fat in our diet. We do not necessarily have to have carbohydrates, but that's a different discussion. We have to have fat in our diet. You do not want to live on a no-fat diet, and not to stop to continue upon that. Most of this no-fat stuff just is laden with sugar. So if you are against the sugar train, then you can't also be against the no-fat thing. But diet versus regular soda. Somehow they put diet on something instead of just like calling it whatever its brand is, and all of a sudden it's better for you. It's still junk. I got asked one time, like, what's nasty in it? It's like, well, what's good in it? Like, name one thing that's good in it. It's just junk for your body. It's not helping anything. So those are some of the lies that we see on a regular basis in the upbringing of children that eventually become adults and eat the way that they were taught. And one of the biggest ones is finish your plate. There's starving kids in Africa. There's, the guilt as a motivator kind of thing. You don't need to finish your plate. You're perfectly fine setting some of that aside.